All right, all right. We're just gonna get this started. I won't waste any more of your time or my time. How's it going, everybody? Happy, what is it, Tuesday? I'm not even sure I know anymore. Shit's been weird lately, but I decided to dig up this old stream setup that I set up like 6 months ago to try and do this regularly before things is kind of, the personal life got a little bit weird. Let me know if for some reason I am too loud or the sound. Basically, if any of the sound's fucked up, just give me a heads up because I think I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time going back over all this to make sure that everything's working correctly. Not that I necessarily had it all balanced to begin with, but yeah. How's everybody doing tonight? Looking through the chat, Bank Leaks, Mecha, Akuma. I always said Akuma. I'm from the Midwest, United States. We said Akuma. Eisenhorn, I'm being schnoogered. Shadow of the North Star. Love that name. Love that avatar. I think if you could get one more sick anime reference in there for me, I would love that. Especially as a guy who is super duper obsessed with Mobile Suit Gundam and is also reading the re-releases of Fist of the North Star. I am a big fan of both those properties. Snort Hogan, Pig Ups, good to see you, Snort. Oh yeah, nothing but Coomers in here. We only allow Coomers in here. That's all we want. So, I had that video that I dropped the other day, and it went pretty well. A lot of people took the time to click that subscribe button, decided they wanted to come fuck with me from time to time. So I thought, what the hell? Things have settled down a little bit on the home front, so I think I'm in a position where maybe from time to time I can do a little art stream, have some fun, watch some guy, laugh at him a little bit, and I said, fuck it. I figured I'll do it tonight. I got a little bit of energy. I haven't gotten to draw a pig roach today. I don't know how late this is going to go because I'm looking for a 3 a.m. uptime to go to the gym, but thought it might be cool to just hang out with you guys and do some doodling. Cultured as fuck, baby. You know it. Cultured only in shit that doesn't matter. If there was a World Series for pop culture, I could fucking nail it. Everything but sports. Never been a sports guy. Just never been my forte. But what I thought we'd do here is I was kind of looking at PigPig Go, and I was asking myself, what the fuck? I don't know. What do I want to watch? What do I want to listen to? Part of me thought it might be fun to look at the Level 1 podcast, but I fucking watch that shit during the day at work. I don't really want to watch it again and give some like half-assed reactions that aren't really real. But I did after seeing actually the short from the That Being Said podcast. I realized just how much of the super old school content that I've never seen. So obviously I shouldn't say obvious. I've been hanging around this community since like 2018, I think, late 2017, early 2018. But just recently kind of started getting involved with it, making shit. So I'm kind of down with everything from there forward, and I know some shit from the past, but that it might be kind of fun to just look at some old stupid shit. But then I asked myself, how the hell am I going to figure out what we're going to watch? And I thought it might be fun to hop on this little random word generator, and we'll just see what word pops up. And then we're going to toss that word into PigPig Go and see what kind of stupid shenanigans we can get into. Sounds good? So here we go. Authority. I'm into that. I don't know where that's going to take us, but we're going to find out. So let's see. Make sure I can still see all you coomers. Let's head over into PigPig Go, and we're going to type in authority. The first thing I just want to look at is the sheer, oh my god, the sheer fucking number of results. I mean, I know I shouldn't be surprised, but there's this part of me that thought, like, we're going to get some words where it's going to be something that he says from time to time or he hasn't said in a while, but god damn, this fucking guy. He says, like, every single word in the English language so fucking often. Let's see. You know what? I have a feeling that staying away from gameplay is probably going to be preferable. So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to pick something random here. What do we got? Pre-stream podcast from 4/28/2022. We're gonna hit this, and then I'm gonna start doing some pig roach doodling that in some way incorporates the randomly generated word, and we're just gonna see where that stupidity takes us. No, I don't want to play Battlefield 2042. God damn it. Well, enjoy the Battlefield ad, because I'm not subscribing to Phil. Started playing this game recently, though. They finally made it free, and as an old school Battlefield fan, I've got to say it's not the worst thing. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's not the worst thing that I've ever played, but it's not great. Here we go. Can you tell I haven't fucked with any of this stuff in a while? Turn them up!
On the tip side of things, we got a bit of a slow start. We've got Malcolm with a $1.50 tip, and that's the only tip so far today. He said the following. DSP stalkers, creeping and peeping, it all comes with the price of fame. First of all, of all the people on the internet, all right?
Turn up my sound a little bit so I can actually follow what the fuck's going on here, too.
Seriously, and this is actually part of what we may discuss a little bit during my Down the Rabbit Hole video coming up.
Bear with me, I'm just sorting on all this bullshit. God damn, why the fuck is my chat not? Alright, you know what? My chat's at least running on OBS, so we'll use that. I'm just trying to make sure I can actually see you guys, so we can have meaningful interactions.
Alright.
And let me know how that audio sounds. Are we gonna...
Really? This was something that I was doing as a hobby.
We're gonna get into Pig Roach and Authority. I feel like that's gonna be a pretty easy one to nail.
I was just dicking around. Inspired by people like the Angry Video Game Nerd or the Nostalgia Critic, who basically had no budget, no production, but were able to pump out videos that just because they were funny guys became popular on the internet. I was inspired to do something with gameplay. Just play a game, be stupid, make commentary over it on the fly, upload it and see what happens, right? And it got popular. It wasn't intentional. I did it for 2.5 years as a joke. Okay.
Dude, he just said this same shit today on stream. Fuck, he never says it. He just constantly says the same shit over and over and over again.
Okay.
SCP Sophie, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for hanging out.
And this ended up being something to fall back on and try to find a way to monetize and make my job.
Fuck, if this is the way it's gonna be.
Didn't think it was gonna work. Blew me
I may have to go back even further. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't want to go do all the...
Essentially, when I lost my office job and
start doing all the old unboxing and stuff, because a lot of people have been doing that lately. I feel like everybody's seen that shit nowadays. But I thought it'd be fun to randomly do some shit, but he tells the same 5 fucking stories.
Stalkers, peeping and peeping, it all comes with the price of fame. You say the price of fame. I never agreed
authoritative
to the transaction of fame. I never wanted internet fame. I never wanted to be a figurehead. I never wanted to be seen as someone who's
looking good. Okay.
Or when I speak, people
sure,
listen.
I'm all
and you know what I mean?
Here.
That's why in my formative years as a content creator, I did a lot of stupid, irresponsible stuff because I didn't understand.
See what kind of stupid shit I can come up with. What does authoritative mean for
But back then it was like me. I'm just dicking around.
Fuhrer.
I don't care what I do. Nothing should be taken seriously. This is all a joke. You know, that was my attitude back then.
I find that I've been drawing his eyebrows a bit bushier lately. Thicker, bushier. So I just feel like he's a hairy fucker, and I feel like I don't convey that enough.
Never taking blame for anything I'm doing because that was my shtick. I wasn't a serious gamer. And these people are so dumb, they took it for real like I was being serious. I can't believe they did. But they did. You know,
yeah, it was all fake.
Playing the game and
everything's fake.
Look at my taint. Look at my taint. Look at this taint. Oh, that's a serious gamer, you know.
What is a serious gamer? What the fuck is a serious gamer?
But anyway,
he's screaming, "Look at my taint."
We'll definitely address all of that.
But how is that any? I don't know. It's just a fucking stupid point. Anyway, like, does a serious gamer just sit here and never try to be entertaining at all? I don't get it. What separates a serious gamer from a, I don't know, fake gamer or whatever the hell it is he's getting at?
Was to make a living doing it, to get big and to become kind of an e-celebrity, making content, right?
Hey, alive and well in Israel. Welcome, my channel. Welcome. Retconning edits. I mean, that's what he does. He's the king of retcon. He's the king of a lot of things. None of it's any good. There was something else he was the king of for a real long time. I don't remember what it was, though. My memory hole is deep.
Therefore, I made a lot of mistakes along the way that led to me getting a lot of negativity in the ire of the internet. And it sucks because I really think now that if I look back and I say,
I've
man,
been thinking lately about,
this hadn't done that.
you know what? We're going to turn you down a
probably
little
would've
bit.
been
You're
lot
already
better.
fucking
The thing
annoying
is,
me,
though,
Phil.
that's not
You're my
how life
background
works. As
noise.
they say, hindsight is 20/20. Of course, now in the future, you can look back at
I'm
the
going to turn
mistakes you
you
made in
down
the past and
just
say,
a little bit.
man, that was a bad one. I should have done this instead.
There
I
we
should've done
go.
this instead. But that's not how life works. You're never going to.
It's going to drive me nuts if I have to hear him as
You're
loud
never
as I
gonna
was
be able
hearing him.
To magically know the right thing to do.
More grug side,
gotta
Phil.
own your
I can
mistakes.
draw you some
You know
grug
what I'm
sides.
saying?
I feel
You
like
gotta
every
own
time I
those
draw,
things
I
you
draw a
fucked
grug
up on
side,
and
Phil.
admit
But
that
then I
you
always
did
hear
wrong.
about how I don't make
And then
him.
make yourself better.
I don't make him this or that
At
enough.
least that's
You
the way
know.
I've tried to approach things here.
Which admittedly I don't. I think I've got a.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a weird
I'm not
hang up or
making
just an
those same
inability to
mistakes.
draw something too
You know,
terribly
I
ugly,
learn, I
but I
change.
probably don't give him the,
And now that I say that, I'm going to go into
let's say,
Elden Ring,
simple
on the Halley.
simple
The Halley
appearance
tree's
that
gonna kick my ass, and I'm going to rage
that
and
he
complain
probably
to the
deserves.
game developers. That's what I mean. You see, that's the. And people will say Phil's a hypocrite, and Phil doesn't. He's not self-aware. I am. But people are stupid. They don't understand human emotion. They don't understand in the heat of the moment, you need to have an outlet for your rage. Because if you don't and you swallow it, then it hurts you inside. And then you become a terrible
I think
person.
I've heard that one
Seriously,
before. It
if
hurts you
swallow
inside.
your emotion and you don't ever let it out.
If
then
you
just
don't,
let it
if you
pent up
don't
inside
call video game
Alright?
developers
That's
fucking
bad.
idiots,
it's good to let
it's
it
gonna
out.
hurt you.
And it's a silly stream. This is not an ultra serious.
I wonder if there's a
high-level
therapy for
Elden
that
Ring,
akin to
show you how good I am
the
at
gravity
the
chair
game.
therapy.
100%
That's probably my
everything I say
favorite
is
thing
meant
from
to be
this
taken
week
as
is the
a
old
go-for
gravity
you
chair
style
therapy.
stream. It's not. It's me fucking.
That's not how
grinding,
life works.
trying
All right,
to
we can do
survive.
that's not how
You know
life
what I'm
works.
saying?
Fuck it. We don't always have to do a
It's silly
randomizer, although it'd be
stuff.
nice if it was one
And I don't
word.
understand why people take it so seriously.
But I don't give a shit either
Right?
way, really.
That's exactly
I
what
just thought it'd be
happened
fun
today.
to fuck around in
I'll
PigPig
make this,
Go.
I'll play today. I'll die a bunch. I'll swear at the game. I'll say, fuck
What's
this
happening,
game.
Trunks?
I
Dude
know
Almighty,
this is the same-
Slurms,
the same stuff I've been
prayer
doing for
hands.
14 years on the internet. No different. And people will say, Phil's a hypocrite because I was
Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. Thanks to all of you who
I'm
are
not doing racist stuff.
who
I'm
are
not
new,
doing
you know,
sexist
considering it's
stuff.
like
There's no
99% of you.
sexualized content anymore in my
You know, I
videos
wasn't
and
doing
stuff.
much. The
I'm not
YouTube
saying
channel's
things
been
that are
sitting here,
hurtful
but I
to other
wasn't doing
people,
much
right?
with
You
it.
don't see me standing here
But,
insulting others, insulting entire genres of game.
Bunch of
You
people
know,
jumped on
if this
board
were
the other
old
day,
Phil, I'd literally stand here and I'd be like,
and I'd feel bad if you did
saying
that.
stuff about Fortnite
and I didn't give you
insulting
anything
everyone
to
who plays
watch.
Fortnite and say Fortnite ruined gaming and all that. That's what I did to Minecraft years ago. I was completely ignorant. I was an idiot. And instead of playing the game and understanding
But
what
that
it
was
and how
old
to appeal to
Phil.
an audience or whatever, I would actually
New Phil loves
just
Minecraft
insult
as long as somebody
what I
else is
didn't
doing the work
understand,
for him.
Okay? And I'm not like that anymore. All right? In fact, if there's something I don't understand, I'll purposely try to play it to understand it. All right? It doesn't mean I don't have to like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Fortnite, but I'm not going to sit here and crap on any person who continues to play it. You know, and that's some of the ways that I've changed.
It'd be
it over
really
the years.
sad if
But,
it were super
no,
easy to
I'm
find
not
a
gonna,
clip of him shitting on
sit
Fortnite
here and
players.
play a game and I say, well, I'm gonna have
I don't know if
no
you guys
emotion
heard
when
my
I play
dog
it.
or
I'm
not.
gonna be Mr.
I have the
Stoic.
cutest,
I feel like you're watching a fucking
the
man
cutest,
with a
tiniest little dog.
zero
There's like
reaction.
nothing to
Play
her.
and die,
I
but
have to constantly be afraid that I'm gonna fall on her and hurt her, but she's so cute. But she thinks she's about
that's not the point.
50 foot tall and
You know what
wants
I'm
to
saying?
fight
That's
with everything that makes
that's
a
not the
random
point of a
noise. So
fun gameplay
I
shooting.
half expect her to
You
come.
like seeing emotion, right? You
running
like
in here
seeing,
and
that's
barking.
The point. So why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I have those reactions? But when I review the game,
Some low sound
I'll
background music will seal
fairly
this. Uh-oh.
with a mix
What do we
of
need?
subjectivity and objectivity.
You know what
That's
my
the point
problem
of a
is?
review, being
I
able
tried to
get your
turn on my
emotion
music
in the
on
moment,
the
put it
Amazon
aside,
Music app,
compartmentalize it so you can objectively
and
analyze
it,
and see what
for
was
some
bad,
reason,
what was good and bad,
and
then
I'm gonna
put
sound
in
like
your
Phil. Like I'm a
subjectivity
fucking
things
old
that
boomer
happen.
too, so I
You can
can't
have a
really
good
I
game
can't really
better.
make too much
You
fun
see
of
the
him.
difference?
But since the
Oh,
last time I
so it's funny
actually
you say
streamed
price of fame.
regularly
I
under
don't
a
remember
different name, feels like
buying
2
my
lifetimes
fame
ago, they used to have a
because I never
volume
did.
control in this
I
fucking
never
app,
asked
and they
for
don't
it.
have it anymore.
I never intended for it to happen.
And so I
never
wanted to do it
wanted
without
do this
blowing
for a
your
living.
ears out. It
These
would
are
be
all
really
things that
nice to have some low
unintentionally
volume
kinda
just to
happened. I
fucking
just
add to
I stumbled
the
into it.
ridiculous white
Completely by
noise.
accident, but it worked out.
Jason, welcome.
Now,
Happy you're
I
here.
love it, but at the very
Thanks
same
for
time,
stopping
yeah,
by.
it's funny because people say, "Oh, well, that's what you get for being famous. You get all the harassment with it." Well, I never agreed to that. And
All
by
right.
the way, if I had known it was going to be as bad as it got,
I'll have to figure that out for next
I don't
time.
know, man.
Because I
don't
do
know.
need
Honestly,
music.
you
I
know,
think
you
I
look
need
back and
something
kinda
that's
like, some
not
people will say, well, I wouldn't have changed
always
it.
just Phil to listen
Well,
to.
Now I can look back and I say, yeah, there definitely would have been things I would have been differently. Okay, do I regret making the decisions?
No, I
I
didn't
made?
give him
No,
ears.
I'm not
What the
kind of person
fuck?
that lives in regrets. I don't just sit here and say, oh man, those are the good old days. I can't believe it. It's all fucked up now. No, absolutely not. That's
Phil
not
never
me
dwells on the
in any
past.
way, shape, or shape, or form.
Don't say that he
Definitely,
does.
there were things I could have done better, and I do wish that
Constantly
it wasn't a
changing,
situation
constantly
where now
evolving.
I'm the focus of
Always
these
grown.
hyperfixated nut job trolls, sitting on forums, sitting in Discord servers.
So how's everybody's
streams every day? Just
how's everybody's
walking around
holiday
Turkey.
season going?
I'm someone you don't even know.
I'm actually pretty hyped this year. There's some cool shit coming up. I've got a couple of secrets for you guys, a couple of special surprises for you for the holiday season. That I'm keeping surprisingly close to the chest and tight-lipped about, because normally I'm the type of person where when there's something ready to unleash on the world, I just want to get it out there to get my get my likes, get my clicks, get my adulation, so that I can crawl back into my hole and 5 minutes later feel like I need to start working to impress people again. But I've got some good shit. I've got some fun shit, long-term shit, not just these doodles that I kind of shit out that
sounds good, Jay.
that I am preparing to spring on you guys in the very near future. I'm excited to share.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. So, Walking Dead Carl.
Did you see Pome's tweet? Phil was like, "Oh my god, I had to take my horse to work because of snow." Yeah. I am about 0% surprised that Phil complains about snow. But at the same time, of all the people, a guy from Connecticut complaining about that is kind of funny to me, because they at least get some over there. If there is one thing Phil said in the past that I will agree on was he, and it's funny because he's railed on people before about not knowing what to do with a little bit of snow, and yet there he is, like not knowing what the fuck to do with a little bit of snow. But I am, like I mentioned earlier, I'm originally from the Midwestern United States, but I spent a good chunk of my adult life in New York. I've lived in the Midwest, I've lived in New York City, and I've lived in Los Angeles. So I've been all over the place. I've seen all the different climates. But it was always funny to me in New York how the smallest bit of weather could just shut everything down, because they just weren't used to it, I remember rainstorms fucking everything up. I remember showing up because when I went to school in New York, when I lived there, it was to go to school, is what I meant to say. And I remember showing up to class, and people rolling into class 20 minutes late and going, "Oh man, the weather, the subway couldn't get on, blah 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 blah," and I'm sitting there laughing because I'm like, you live 5 minutes up the street from me, and I was here on time. But again, Midwest, I knew what the fuck to do. I knew what the fuck to do with snow. Some people just don't, but that's the thing. Phil should, and so. To think that he can't just, like, that tiny bit of snow is going to fuck up his wife's whole day, it's a little silly.
By the way, there's absolutely no way that game could be trying to capitalize on another game. That sounds like a totally original concept that Okay. Good morning, Jack. How are you? Plum Girl, well, happy early birthday.
To clear my throat there, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm going to try my damnedest to not be clearing my throat or anything into the microphone for fucking obvious reasons, especially to this particular audience. But I will say, much like the video that I dropped the other day, the things I have in common with Phil that I'm uncomfortable with. One of them is the infamous post-nasal drip, but I promise you that I will try my damnedest to never subject you to that fucking snorty nonsense. It's not that hard to mute a microphone. It might just take a second to reach over and do it. So I guess that is my promise to you, for giving me your time. I won't. I will do my best to not snort in your fucking ear. You know what? It's funny, Lazy Millennial. The DSP comic book, that was kind of the original idea. So I actually, one of the things that I do in my personal life, professionally, I do not create comics. Professionally, I design products. But one of the things I do in my personal life, because it was always a childhood dream, is I make comics. The comic that I currently put out is actually for kids. Which is why this is kind of a nice outlet, because this is sort of the outlet for the things, the more adult side of me. But I make comics for kids. And I said to myself, like, I remember thinking when I really wanted to get involved with this, is like, what can I do to sort of get involved with the Vortex? What can I provide that maybe nobody else is? And the original idea with the Dark Side Chronicles Twitter was to make comics, was to make super little comic strips. If you look at my earliest stuff, that's what it was. Just DSP comics sort of making fun of the stupid shit that he says. But, you know, it's like anything else. The internet kind of tells you what it wants you to be. It tells you what it wants you to do. And after a while, people were just responding to other stuff. So I just kind of said, fuck it, and went with the flow. I was like, this is what people want to see, this, and this. But, you know, I also still firmly believe in what I said to someone the other day on Twitter, which is that if I had all the money, there would already be a Dark Side Chronicles cartoon. I'd be producing that shit already. I think this sort of caricature that I've built of Phil in my mind is so fucking interesting, and it's so it's such fertile territory for comedy, because you don't have to fucking change much. You just got to make it legally distinct from who he is, and then just make it into a fucking show. The characters create themselves. I've made half of them as it is. I think it'd be fucking great. I think it'd be fucking great to have a Dark Side Chronicles cartoon, but
content is kind of not owned.
First, I'm gonna have to win the lottery, dude, because that's the only way you can do anything.
Expressed his desire to retire.
Hard work, time, and perseverance doesn't get you anywhere. You have to win the lottery. I know that because Phil told me so.
This is money you're throwing away. So here's what you do: you step back. We're gonna produce everything. We're gonna write the scripts. We're gonna have the actors come in. We're gonna do all that. We're gonna get the filming done ourselves. We're gonna do it, not you. We're going to actually provide the gameplay footage. You don't even have to play the games anymore. You're not going to play the games anymore. Like, everything we're going to handle. And all you are is an actor. You walk in for a day.
Here's where this image is going to get authoritative, because if you remember, children, the word of the day is authoritarian, or is authority, I guess.
Modern years versus his classic stuff, that's completely different.
So we're gonna find, we're digging into Phil's secret treasure trove in the Snort Fort, and find that he's got a thing or two hidden that we don't know about. Something that he uses to tame his horse.
And yeah, it's kind of sad.
Some say this is the only thing that gets her to put down the potato chips.
Incredibly hard work.
Drop the feed bag, cat.
His ass to put out content on the internet. And you know, over the years, people have kind of talked about how he experiences burnout. He gets to the point where, like,
there
so
we
much
go.
Time and effort into his content, his very good content.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I've already got Urgent Go. If you haven't seen, I've actually already got the first Dark Side Chronicles Happy Meal toy ready to go. I have sculpted the Pig Roach himself. Which, by the way, big ups to Ludwig World Order, very specifically, because anybody who has been following around for a while has seen how, like, my caricature of Phil has changed over time. It's evolved into this, and to me, it took a long time, but the last thing that kind of brought it together as I evolved this character was I was listening to what has easily become my favorite Detractor song, and my apologies with apologies to Meerkat, because I fucking love his stuff, but my single favorite Detractor song is Doo Doo's. I think the lyrics are fucking phenomenal. It's a fucking earworm. It's awesome, and I love the lore in that song about you know, him being a failed experiment, splicing the DNA of a pig and a cockroach, and it just hit me. I'll just make him a literal six-legged pig. I mean, that's what it says in the song. So at the end of the day, this design is, whether he realizes it or not, this design is as much a product of Ludwig's imagination as it is mine. Never had a chance to tell him that, but maybe he'll know now.
I'm actually being encouraged, which is excellent.
And I just love it. I just, like, ever since the first time I drew this, is like, this is it. If it changes again after this, I'd be surprised, because I just think there's something great about how this has turned out. There's
For
our,
example, let's say I'm playing a game.
our authoritarian
and
little
the game is
pig.
highly
Look at him.
Chill.
He's wiggling
There's
his
not a lot
little
going on
tail.
gameplay-wise. And I want to have a chill interactive stream with you guys. But you guys kind of disassociate from me, and you start having your own conversation.
Ooh, wait, Darksea to Flow? Ooh, fuck, Darksea to Flow. Okay, well now I feel even worse because we actually have another fucking musical fucking super genius chilling in the chat. Yeah, 50-bit bitch is pretty fucking amazing. I would actually say it might have been my favorite before I got hooked on doo-doos. 50-bit bitch is pretty great. I have actually played 50-bit bitch for my wife, and with zero context. She's because she is not into this shit at all. I've kind of tried to suck her into the vortex, and she wants nothing to do with it. She wasn't or she thinks she loved the song just based on how it sounded. Like it's another earworm. It's another earworm. So big ups, man. Bigs up Darksea to Flow. I've actually had people, for obvious reasons, I've had people mistake me for you. Like, I think actually the first time I ever hopped into Raven's stream to talk to him, he started talking about your work, and someone had to explain we were different people, but I was honored. I was honored to even be
Earthbound. Like, those are the staples that over the years
to be considered in the same breath.
For myself, okay? In the time
So first things first,
that I've now been a content creator,
I gotta save this thing.
Those are games that I haven't gone back and really played besides once. There was that Summer of Retro where I went back and I played a ton of them. Outside of that, I haven't
Bear
really
with
played
me.
them.
I'm gonna get this file saved,
But
and
outside of that,
I want to know what you guys want the who is Pig Roach being authoritarian to.
the only real
First
detriment I would
first
say
example I see in the chat is what's gonna end up in the drawing.
the pressure when I'm streaming, because I know I have to be here to set time. I have to put out
Who's
a
he
certain amount of
cracking that
content.
whip
You
at?
know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh.
Why is he
for
cracking
myself,
the
I
whip?
just
Give me some
whenever I want,
details. What's
play
going on
as
here?
much as I want, take a break.
Why are we
When
here?
I'm streaming, there's pressure
What's
to be on
life
schedule,
all
to take
about?
set breaks so it doesn't break up the stream. You know what I'm saying? It's a
I'm gonna
little
get into some
different,
Monty
for
Python. If
sure.
I keep going, so I'm just gonna stop.
So
Hey, Shadow in the North Star.
in
Thanks,
that
man.
case, I'd say
A
yes,
lot of hard work.
you know, taking a look at
You know,
overall,
I believe that
what really
everybody
is
has
sitting
something
around
that they're
playing
naturally
games
good
by
at,
myself,
and I will let you know when I find out mine, because
having this as
I
my
will
job
be
has allowed
the
me
first to
do
argue
way
with you
more.
that I've just been
Obviously,
drawn
I
my
didn't
whole
play as
life.
many games
That's what I
because
tell
it's
my
job,
kids all the
right?
time
And it
is
broadened my horizons. It's made me a way more
you
diverse
know,
gamer.
it's
I
all
do so
about
many
it's
different-
all about
I
working
play
hard.
some
It's all,
series
if you
of
want to
games
get better, it's
I
all just
never
about
would've-
working
I never
hard.
would've played games like Danganronpa
Anybody can get
or
to be
Persona
good at
or
this if you
Yakuza.
spend,
I never would've touched
you know,
those
the better
franchises
part of
if I
40
was playing
years
games for
trying
myself.
to get better
I
at
would've-
it. So
I would have sat in my comfort zone, stayed in my lane.
Snow Carl. God damn, it's got to be somebody. Oh, wait, nope, I saw Jasper first, thank God. I didn't want to have to try to make up what fucking Snow Carl looked like. I didn't even know where to start. Raccoon to Pope, welcome, welcome.
I would do a series called Toilet with the King.
Oh, old school Liquid Richard, yeah, Xi Jinping. I actually was not around. I think the Liquid Richard stuff happened right before I got here, and it took me a while to get into music. But it's all good shit. It's all good shit. Speaking of good songs, actually, shout out to Shinko. What's my motherfucking name? Snow Carl. That is an underrated banger, especially when it comes to the lyrics. I pay that much attention to it. I love creativity. I love artistry. And when people actually spend time to make something cool, I like to dig into it and appreciate it.
Yes, the series starts
And
tomorrow.
that fucking close-up face thing. God damn it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I think
There's actually a lyric in Snow Carl. My tips put controllers down. Pause the game. That is one of the best fucking lyrics in any Detractor song. It's just so fucking on point. It's so fucking on point.
And keep going. I don't know how long the Howling Tree dungeon is. It seems like we're in a castle portion. You would think this is the second half and this is the end.
Yeah, Riley. Yeah, for real, right? Like it's. I'm sure when you're young, people say, you know, you're good at this, you're good at that, but there's always somebody better, right? There's always somebody better, and artists, it's kind of our lot in life. We don't ever see ourselves as good as anyone else does, and so you're sort of your refuge to kind of, in my opinion, to kind of protect yourself from beating yourself up. Is just to say, hey, I'm always going to get better. I'm always going to keep working harder.
In a backwards world,
Oh, son of a
what
bitch!
if you could move
Shut up.
Streaming day of the week for me. Okay.
Realize fucking he's gonna get fucking ad revenue off me. I got to do something about that.
A snow day here in Washington
I just
State,
realized I don't have any
which
fucking
no
ad
one was
block.
expecting,
I'm gonna have to set that
at
up for
all.
next time.
It's pretty insane.
Oh well, he can have a nickel. I did my part to keep this shit show running.
Washington State.
I see Snowcrowl as kind of a Salacious Crumb kind of character. It's interesting.
As a moderate climate place.
Yeah, Shadow of the North Star. You know, you can't force. It's like anything else. You can't force it. If you don't feel it, you don't feel it. I'm a firm believer in not force myself to do anything that I don't want to do, that I'm not feeling. That's actually how, you know, I remember while the world was in the throes of Game of Thrones fandom, like when fucking Game of Thrones was just the biggest thing on earth. I think it was probably about 3-4 seasons in, and my boss at my new job after I just graduated in New York City was like, he gave me a flash drive of all things. He's like, you got to go. I've got the first season of Game of Thrones. You need to go home and watch it. I can't believe you haven't watched it. And he put pressure on me to watch it, and I went home and watched it. And I distinctly remember getting to this episode where Sean Bean's character was like, it was like a cliffhanger, and the episode end with somebody putting a knife to his throat, and so you're supposed to be like, oh shit, you know, this character's gonna die, and I just didn't care. Like I didn't give a shit, and that was kind of when I knew. And I don't force myself to get into stuff that I don't force myself to get into stuff that I don't want to. I just don't do it, and so I just never went back.
So my wife had to go to work this morning.
You can't force yourself to do stuff you don't want to do. It's just it's a miserable existence if you do.
I'm sleeping. You know, she gets up early to get ready for work. And
yeah, I'm sorry, Schnuggert. I know. I need to get the fucking ad block going. I know.
I'm not getting a good sleep because my back hurts. Like I told you guys, I hurt my upper
Didn't even
back.
think about it. To be completely honest with you, I didn't put a single thought into it.
And not hurt myself in my sleep. So I'm in that situation, and I didn't get a great
I
sleep
probably
right.
should have, but
And I was unconscious, and I hear
I
Dad
promise I will continue to try to
downstairs,
get better as
she's
long as I
probably
can actually
and I hear her say, "Oh shit!
find time to do this."
Now what?"
Because I was thinking about it even as I was ramping up to do this. Like, if I wanted to start streaming regularly, and this is great, it's fun to sit and chat with people while I work. This is actually kind of why I wanted to get involved with this community in the first place.
Now I'm serious.
But I don't know when I'd actually have time to do it, because I'm not kidding about that 3 a.m. get up for the gym. I don't fuck around with that. I do the gym 3 a.m. 5 days a week, and it's important to me. So I gotta get some rest.
Like it never fails.
Yeah, agreed. Just watch what you enjoy. Watch what you enjoy. That's why I watch all the dumb shit I watch. I am currently very, very deep down the rabbit hole of just watching a steady stream of Japanese tokusatsu shows, and I'm in love with it. I don't give a fuck,
So here's the thing.
and that's what I watch while everybody else is going on with whatever the hell they're watching. I was like, I'll just watch
It's not a huge deal.
some
but at the very same
Japanese
time,
weirdos and spandex fighting
there's
monsters.
really
I'm
three
fine with that.
factors
It's a lot of
that come
fun.
into play
It's
when it
entertaining
comes to
shit.
snow here.
Got me through the
Factor
worst of the
number one
lockdowns.
Is that people here are not used to driving in snow because we get it so rarely.
Holy
Because
shit!
they're not good at it. I'm gonna
Hang
tell
on
you
a
story
second.
about
Whoa, whoa,
when
whoa.
I
Did
did
this
it.
video
You're gonna
switch?
get a laugh out of it. Okay, how bad these people are
What the
in snow.
fuck? Are we really having
So
a...
because of that, I know for a
Okay,
fact
we
that
did
every
switch to another
asshole out
video.
there
I was like,
driving
what the... How the
is
fuck
going to
did we
be
end up
causing
here?
problems. They're not gonna know what the hell to do.
Snortford under attack by
That's
snow.
number one.
Is this today?
Number
5
two,
hours ago. Alright, I didn't realize the fucking video changeover. I was like, are we really having a fucking... Was today really a rerun of some shit that happened
Super high, but it's elevated. You know,
3-4 years ago? I mean, it's all a fucking rerun with Phil, but yeah, I didn't notice either. I didn't notice either.
Way high up.
More than anything, I'm just enjoying sitting and talking to you guys and drawing Jasper with his ass in the air, apparently. I don't know, just kind of came to me, so that's what we're doing. If you don't like it, you can get the fuck out.
They do not plow side streets here. I'll repeat that. They do
Yeah,
not plow
I hear you. I
side
space out
streets
too.
here. They only have
And
a
they
bunch
do
of
all sound the same. It's fucking, it's Phil. It's always gonna
So if
sound
you
the
live on
same.
a side street, you're screwed. You got to drive through a bunch of snow if it's accumulated.
That's the other reason I thought it would be
And then
fun
the
to just
third factor
use some
is that my
like a
wife
random
works at a
word
place
generator to
where
inspire
it's
images,
outdoor
because
parking,
then we can
and
get
since
into some
had
really
no idea
weird
how much it was going to snow,
degenerate shit
probably wrong,
that maybe
I was thinking, I don't want
I
my
wouldn't
wife to
necessarily
have
think
work
to think
outside.
of to do
Imagine her
otherwise.
working all day,
Like,
now,
if you'd have told me when I
you know,
woke
it
up
needs
this
like 7,
morning,
8 hours, and then the car's completely encased in
if you'd have
snow,
told me when
and
I
she's
woke
done
up this
freaking
morning
out,
that
you know
I
what
would
mean?
be drawing Jasper, prepping to be punished, let's say. I would have called you a liar. Alright. God damn it, Duty. Duty! Stop putting ads on your shit. I don't want to pay you,
So
Duty.
anyway, with all these
I love
factors
you.
considered,
Don't make me.
my wife says, could you drive me to work today? And
No,
was like,
I promise for next time I'll get an ad
"No, I
block
really
set
don't
up.
feel good 'cause my back's fucked
I
up."
promise.
Well, give me a second. So I got out of bed, stretched a little bit, and then I tossed on my jeans, which I'm wearing.
Did you do the
jeans
gravity
today,
thing?
socks.
That was yesterday,
Look,
right? We learned about gravity.
socks and jeans, twice in 1 week. This is a record. Not once ever in the history of me making content have I been in jeans and socks twice in 1 week on camera here on DSP Gaming. It's never happened. It's never happened. It is a record-breaking week here. I hope you guys
Have I done any popular animated cartoons for work?
Okay.
Goblin Friends. Well, number one, by the way, Goblin Friends. Thanks for sharing
Very
out my
exciting.
video. I appreciate that.
Anyway,
Don't I did
I
not
slapped
miss
all the
that. It
clothes
is
on
not
the
lost
car,
on me. I have not worked
So
on a
jump in the
cartoon
car.
show, so
Just
that's
as I
something I always
around
wanted to
here
do, but
where
my
we live,
degree is
the
not
roads are
in
bad.
animation,
Like, it's
which you'll eventually see, because
just as we're
while I'm
driving,
trying to
it's coming
teach
down
myself
hill.
animation in my
So we're
spare
gonna lose
time,
two
my
inches
skills
coming
in
down
that
as we're driving.
realm are
But
pretty
as soon as I got
base
down
and trash.
the hill, down to the valley area,
But let's
that's
just
where
say
the
this:
ground's a
my
lot
job
more,
is in
and
the
that's where a lot of businesses
children's
are.
entertainment
So
industry.
that's where there was a lot
It
more traffic,
is
and there the roads were pretty much perfect.
it is
Okay?
children's
Then when I got
TV
to the
adjacent. I'll
shopping
put it
center
that
where
way.
my wife works, a
So
whole lot of
I get
slush
to,
and
while I
stuff.
don't work
So I was
directly
like,
on
"You're gonna
shows,
shoot,
I
probably not
do
gonna
get
bother
to
this
influence what goes
So,
into
I
shows.
dropped her off and I told her, well, the thing is, she gets out around 4
I
p.m.
would say if you could name a child, a children's television or movie brand that's been popular in the last 10 years, there's a good chance I've had some sort of hand in it, because I have been lucky enough to work for some pretty large companies, and work on some pretty big stuff. Like I won't get too detailed, but I would say my biggest achievement in my career at this point was I did get to work on a big Hollywood movie, in a kids movie, in a very sort of tertiary role, helping out, but it was cool to do. There were things I created that made it into a movie that now my kids watch and love, and that meant a lot to me. So,
I think we're probably about 2.5.
oh, thanks, Yurt. I appreciate that. It's
But
nice
you
to
don't know where-
it's
how
nice
it's
to hear
elsewhere. You know,
people
the course down there could be better. I'm
people
assuming
like
better,
what you
like
do.
I said.
It's always a
If
good
people are
feeling.
driving on that constantly usually means it's going to be better down there than
We're
worse.
gonna change where Phil's
So
looking,
there you
because
go.
you know
So, today,
his gaze
yes,
needs
this
to be
podcast will a
his
shorter
gaze
show.
needs to be on his
Usually I
target.
run to like 12:30 p.m. Pacific time. Today we're going to end it on the earlier side. Maybe we'll go to around noonish, maybe just a slightly bit longer, but we're going to try to jump into gameplay earlier.
There we
Get
go.
around 3 hours of gameplay in for Pokemon
Jasper's
Scarlet
gotta have a
today,
little sweat
we're in a
going,
good
'cause
part of
he's-
Pokemon Scarlet. We're about to do some stuff for the first time.
He doesn't know what's
in the
about to
game that
happen.
I'm really excited for. Okay.
Or I should
So,
say what's in the process of happening. He
excuse me,
likes
no
it,
worries
though.
there. We're still
Let's
having
not
our
kid
regular
ourselves.
scheduled
You know what?
stream,
I think we all,
there.
because Jasper's a sweet kitty, we all give
So anyway,
Jasper a little
so it's funny because
a
people,
little
like, literally
slack.
at
But
this morning,
I
turned
don't
on the
know.
stream. Well,
I'm thinking
turned
if
on the
you've
chat,
ended up
"I was like 2
living
inches where you
with
are. That's
and
no big
being
deal."
owned by
You know,
Darkside
what's
Phil,
wrong with you?
you've had to have
And I
done some
laughed
terrible
because
shit in the
it's an
past
idiot.
life. So I don't know that I
It's
give
not-
Jasper the leeway that
it's
most
not
people
the
do.
amount of precipitation you get.
Part of me
it's
just
how
kind of
the
wants to say fuck
populace is able
Jasper.
to handle
Like,
it. So,
he's probably not
I
a good
come from
kitty.
Connecticut. All right, I'm used to driving in snow. I used to
See,
drive
he
in
said the
snow
thing.
all the
He's
time.
used to
I was
driving
driving
in
a
snow.
foot of
He
snow
said
for
the
my work
thing.
on a regular basis back in the day.
Put DSB Easter eggs in my IRL work.
Okay? Most people out here do not. Most people out here
Don't
are
even know where to begin with that.
To give you an example,
Yeah, so when I look at
I
this
dropped the
concept
cat
board,
off.
can you,
I'm
I
leaving
get
the shopping
everything, it
center
looks
because I'm
great,
slow, 'cause there's so
I
much
understand
to
how
go.
everything works,
And
the
I hear a
drawing's
sound.
tight, I
I
really
look
think this is
behind me.
ready to
A
show,
guy had pulled out of the
to the
shopping center
retailers, but,
for it, like,
can
they
you
probably
explain to me
didn't
why
give
there's a
fuck
crying
idiot.
horse with
And
big
it's being
titties in the
street,
background?
1 to 2 inches of snow.
I don't know how
They
well
are
that'd go over, Lazy Millennial,
wildly back
but
and
I will
forth
take it
like
under
this,
consideration.
Completely lost control of their car. In 1 inch of snow.
And yes,
Person's
Nugget, I
a
appreciate it. I
completely
won't
fucking
dox
idiot.
myself.
But
I
that's
won't
what
dox myself.
Everyone out here is like that. They don't know how
But
to
I don't
handle
mind
it. They're
discussing a
complete
little bit of
morons. So they drive
my
like idiots in
professional
this- this
background.
weather. Some of them drive way too fast.
Let's
some of
just
them
say
drive
I went to
four-wheel
school.
drive,
I went to
so
school to
fucking
be able to
plow
do
right
this
through it.
a lot,
But they're
like
driving
way more than I
giant
should
fucking
have,
SUVs that can
or
easily
I guess
slide and
more
flip.
than most people do.
It's idiotic,
To be honest,
you know?
so
So,
coming
it's just
from
hilarious
the
to
middle of
me
nowhere
that,
in Midwestern U.S.,
where I
you know,
came from, this is like
all people really
it's to be a
expected
joke.
of myself and the people I went to grade school with was just to finish school and get a job at a local factory. So the art education was pretty much non-existent. So it was a lot of work. It was a lot of, I had to go to art school, and then I had to go to back to school again to specialize in what I actually do for a living now. So just to get my foot in the door with the terrible work that I was doing that I now cringe at when I started my career a decade ago, I had to do 7 years of school, 7 years of art school in various capacities. So way too much, way more than anybody should have to do.
Probably a little bit on the earlier side, between 3:30, 3:45, rather than go to 4 like I usually do.
He revealed, yes, Jasper. You know what? That's my whole point. Is I think I don't know. I think Jasper might be one of us, and that doesn't make him a good kitty. I'm just gonna say it. That doesn't make him a good kitty.
Now it is still snowing. I'm hoping
he's a bad boy.
That during the day this snow will stop.
Yes, being owned. That's my whole point. Being owned by Phil is the punishment. That's what I'm getting at. That is why. I think Jasper's probably not like. He probably wasn't good. Whatever he did in his previous life, it wasn't a good thing.
In fact, right now, I'm just curious because I haven't looked in about 30 minutes.
That's pretty good, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Pretty happy with this. Let's see, what time is it? I got about another hour. We could actually... How do you guys feel? We could do...
It's not that bad.
I could just throw this sketch in a bin, because I'm definitely going to share this on Twitter later. I love how this thing turned out. We could pick another word and do another doodle. I don't think we need to sit here and tighten this up and color it right now. The joke is handled. It's been taken care of. So
for the record,
maybe we'll pick another word. Pick another word, do another doodle.
Like around Christmas time or January, February, we almost never. I don't remember once getting snow this early.
So there we go. Number one. Actually, you know what? Before we leave this drawing, I forgot. Before we leave this drawing,
looking out each window at the snow,
he's got to be saying or thinking something. Like, what's going through Phil's mind? What's going through his mind while he's performing his fatherly duties here?
Jasper, by the way, is allowed in here today. The door's open. If he wants to come in and chill with us, he can. He was in here before.
You know what? I've done an unpaid stream slide for Phil. I opened my stream with it tonight.
I'm excited.
But that story's been told.
So we got that out of the way.
I have 3 months of him using 3 straight months of him using my artwork in a stream while everyone made fun of him and he had no fucking clue. So that made me pretty happy. I did. So I opened it with actually here. Well, I'm dealing with all this bullshit. Actually, let's load up another video. Hey, you know what? Here's this beautiful banger from Snort Hogan. So let's hang and bang.
Snort. Hogan, drip. Snort.
Hanging and banging, brothers. Oops.
I got the drip. Go. Snort.
Big up Snort Hogan. So yeah, actually really quick. Where's it at? So I did this artwork. And this GIF was the joke. This GIF is what I showed everybody on Twitter. Him transforming into the greedy pig roach. That was the GIF, or that was the joke. And he completely missed out on it, and people didn't tell him about it. I eventually had to tell him myself at the 3-month mark. I eventually had to send him a fucking email that very clearly showed him, what I had done. And the funny thing about that is, so do you remember back in October when he started using the Halloween Scream, like with the stupid weird fucking picture of him with the Halloween, the Jasper just did that clip? He started using that on October 4th. At 8 p.m., October 3rd, the night before, I sent him an email letting him know what that image was. Just to show him that I'd been fucking with him for the past 3 months. And mysteriously, Cartoon Phil, as he liked to call it, disappeared overnight. He never brought it up again, and he started doing this dumb shit at the end of his pre-stream. So I thought that was pretty funny.
We spec'd it out. Remember we specifically went through specs and everything. Lowballing.
Oh, Piglet. You know what? It's funny you say that, Shadow of the North Star, because I have a list. I have a list of characters to kind of bring into the Chronicles. And looking at the list here, actually, yes, both Hulk Hogan and Jaha are on that list.
Eventually, hopefully,
I mean, Hogan kind of he handles himself because there's been so many drawings of Hogan over the years. A cartoon Hogan will be easy, but turning Jaha into a cartoon character that exists in this world, it is something I sort of on my to-do list, and I want to ask Jaha if he's cool with it to begin with, just because out of respect for the guy, because he's cool. But that's something I've been wanting to do, so that's already kind of in the plan.
Here's my fears doing a fundraiser for a PC. Or I'll be very honest with everyone. I have been before.
You know what? Since I'm a fan of non sequiturs,
my fears is that my business
maybe Phil is just thinking of a big, disgusting chicken sandwich.
My income is very much what I get on the
big,
street.
drippy, goopy
Whether that be a
chicken.
membership, a super chat, a super sticker, a tip, and then of course there's some ad revenue I make on the back end for people watching videos on YouTube, and there's some money that I get from Patreon. Not a lot, but some every month. Okay, that's all of my income together essentially. That's all I get.
I'm sorry, but I have to do this.
No partnerships. No
Daddy's gotta take care of you, Jasper, when you mess up.
Stuff like that, no referral codes.
You jumped in front of the screen while I was fighting, I don't know, insert God of War villain here. Because I have watched absolutely zero of God of War gameplay.
To buy a new PC, right?
And I think he's fighting Norse gods, right? That's the thing this time. I played every God of War before the reboots, and I just haven't gotten to the reboots yet. And I'm sure as shit not going to watch Phil playing.
I bet people would come out in droves to support that.
In droves! That's my word.
You guys have so much support.
Every detractor seems to have like a Philism that drives them completely nuts, and droves is mine. I fucking when he fucking says in droves.
Likely what would happen is these are the
same
people
the fuck
who
out of me.
support my regular streams. Now what's going to happen? They're going to say, "Well, I went crazy supporting your
PC that's good.
Marathon.
That's good.
Now I can't really support your regular streams for a while." Now,
oh, Phil in the oven. Yes. Holy shit. Oh, now I'm trying to picture in my head, how do we draw Phil? All right, that's a good one. That one's done. How do we draw Phil cleaning out the oven? Jacking up his back, cleaning out the oven.
So it's so basically I got all the money for the month all in one day.
I'm not gonna try to fuck with him again with the sock email. There's no point. I actually did send him just for fun because I wanted him to see it. I did send him an email, if you remember, maybe like a month ago, when he went on his rant about it was the Bayonetta 3 voice actress thing, where he went on his rant about the importance of paying creatives for their work. I sent him an email that night saying, I contributed to 3 months of his content, and because I know he feels so strongly about paying creatives for their work, that, I know that I can expect a payment any day now, just to fuck with him. Obviously never heard anything back, but it made me chuckle.
It wouldn't be that situation. I don't know yet. I don't know how we would do that. We've been talking about.
Oh yeah, well that's like the biggest meme of them all at this point, right? When he says style.
The PC. And then maybe
I can't look at the word style now. I see it all the time. The other day I was taking pictures at the grocery store and tweeting them out to that being said. And I was like, this is your fucking fault, because every single time that I find the word style in print now, I feel compelled to take a picture of it. I can't help myself.
Right now we're all right. I definitely want to improve the setup, but we got to do it realistically. You know what I mean? Oh my God, excuse me.
Yeah, this will be good.
Okay.
This will be a good one to take us through the rest of the stream here.
That we want to talk about? I'm just trying to think, because remember, we got to start gameplay soon, because I actually have to end the stream on the earlier side to pick up my wife.
Got to pick up my wife.
I got the drip go. I got the drip go.
Hey, everybody was making the point today that she can't take care of herself. What's wrong with Kat that she can't take care of herself? And the thing is, I think that's the whole reason that she sticks around with this guy. Like, I think there are like 3 major reasons why she's with him. Number 1, money. Number 2, he'll just do everything for her because he just naturally has to infantilize.
The bitch that he is now.
We're gonna listen to some Raven. I'll listen to some Raven.
Why don't you watch the secret limited gotcha video?
No, you know what? I can't do that. I don't wanna talk over Raven. He's the best. He's my morning entertainment when I'm at the gym. We'll find something else here in a second. But Kat is in it for the money. Kat is in it for somebody who I think she wants to be infantilized. She wants someone to take care of her. She wants someone to do everything for her. That's blatantly obvious to me. And then the other thing is, brain fart. I had this all queued up in my head. It's late and I want to go to sleep. I think she... Oh, God, fuck it. Yeah, there was a third point I was going to make there, but my fucking brain's dead. Point being, Kat wants to be there. Because she doesn't like to have to do... Oh, yeah, that's what it fucking is. Because he's fucking disgusting, but he's never around. Right? He's never around. He's constantly going on about how he doesn't have time for her. So it's like, imagine somebody is saying, you only have to interact with me twice a day for a very short period of time. But if you interact with me for this short period of time, I will give you a lot of money and you have to do almost nothing. I mean, that's a pretty sweet deal. Money, house, and she can stay at home and not work. Yeah, Jason, you're not far off. I think that's, I kind of tie that in with the money thing in my head. I'm not going to, you know what, we'll pick a random word generator or use the word generator just to pull something. Oh, troubled. That'll be interesting. Troubled. Even though I'm still going to draw this asshole with his fat pig ass coming out of an oven. Yeah, if I could, I won't bullshit you. If I could, I'd be sitting around animating short clips of his stories during the day and just posting them up for you guys. But I got bills. I got bills to pay for reals. So gots to work. Gots to get the job. Oh, this will be a good one. He's bitching about review tech. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Shut up. I know I don't have ad block. Good Lord. If there was a PigPig Go for me, you're going to spike it on the term ad block. I have to say it every fucking 2 minutes. Oh, but look, we got the Burger King. The king of fucking detractor food.
Strapped as I am. All right? I'm happy.
Well, pig ups to Burger King for showing up for the stream.
I am. I'm actually happy. And I can say that. I can sit right here and say that to the internet. I can say I'm happy.
Hard to believe Kat works a lot. Yeah, I don't believe she does at all.
The one person in my life.
I mean, I think she works, but a lot.
We're gonna have a beautiful life together, no matter the ups and downs, whatever we go through. Right? It's amazing.
There's got to be dirty shit just sitting on top of the oven. You know they're not cleaning regularly.
I do. I absolutely love every fucking minute of it. All right? It's not that I have to. Oh God, there's nothing to do today. Let's open up a negative video. I love what I do because I don't have to do that. There's enough positivity and content. If anything, this year, all right?
Hey, pick up Smoke Joe Star Gaming. Welcome.
Fucking closet.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Positive viewership.
I don't know why I said that twice, but you got it twice. It's for you now. Take one, give one to your friend.
All right? I don't have to pull stunts to get any kind of positivity.
God of War Ragnarok, baby.
Right? I don't have to take
is that what he's playing tonight?
I don't have to.
Is that his thing tonight?
I don't have to kiss a cock.
I don't know if anybody's on tonight. Does anybody know if anybody is restreaming tonight? Because a lot of times that's what I throw on when I'm laying down in bed. Like when I know I've gotta get up for the gym in the morning. Like listening to piece of piece shit on Phil is like a lullaby for me at this point.
In order to be successful, and you're much more successful than me, and that's okay because I'm happy with what I do. And I can sleep at night knowing that at the end of the day, all right, what I put out on the internet is not harmful to anyone and probably gave meaning. Because every day I get people telling me, man, I really enjoyed your stream today. Whether it was a nostalgic throwback to a game you played from my childhood, reviewing a new game that just
By the way, it's the second butthole I've drawn. I just want to point that out. This is the second butthole for the stream. I think I might have a problem.
Right? I love it. And that's what means.
But it just feels so right with a guy who's so fucking obsessed with scat humor. It feels right. Feels like I'd be mistaken if I didn't do it.
Financial problems for 10 years. If his followers keep giving him support, why does he keep having financial issues? Allow me to explain that, because I have explained it.
I was wondering that too, if Shinko was streaming today.
Instead, they make up their conspiracy.
It's actually part of the reason I started as early as I did. I didn't want to, if I could, I didn't want to overlap and go toe to toe with the Shinko. That's a, that's a battle for viewers you ain't gonna win.
And that didn't happen for various reasons.
Shinko is just a fucking beast.
Popularity waned on YouTube.
he tends to be my kind of like as I'm getting ready for bed or as I'm cleaning up after dinner, stuff like that. It's part of my routine.
Used to be depended upon for income. All right, my income went like this over the course of 2 years. I had to start relying on Patreon.
I wish I could put that sound into PigPig Go just to see how often he does that too.
All right. Then when it seemed like things were actually getting better because I was starting to get control
Sorry,
over them,
seeing sphincter typed out got me.
My tax attorney was doing
It got me,
everything
I'm not
wrong.
gonna lie.
My tax guy had not
Ramza,
been
welcome.
doing my
Ramza
state income taxes
675 with the
properly.
fucking king
I
of
owed
names, the greatest
thousands
fucking
upon
protagonist in
thousands of
video
back
game
taxes
history.
for
I will
state
hear no
Washington.
arguments.
So not only was I already in insane amounts of debt from overspending moving out here, but I also was in insane debt because I owed taxes.
Well,
I didn't know.
Ramza, that's another
All right?
thing about sort of
Now,
my job and my place in it.
2 years ago,
The way I have sort of
I was granted
so
bankruptcy,
when you do a
All
job
I
like the
did
one that I do, especially if you want to stay relevant and you want to
locally
stay
went away,
employable,
except for the things
you got to have a
that
gimmick, right? You've got to have a
That's not
thing
gonna
that
go away.
that people look to
Problem
you for over
I have
everybody
all these
else.
tax issues that are not resolved. 'Cause I never had
And
the
just
money
something that I've
to pay them
developed
off.
as time
And
has
it
gone
plans
on
to
is
move
I have
payments.
developed a
And every
reputation
time
of
it
being
looks like,
very
oh, I'm getting to
fast.
a better position, something
Mostly
fucks
because,
me up. So
even
I
now
look
I'm
every
moving
week.
pretty
But I'll
slow
just
because
give
I'm
you an
kind of
example from last
trying to
year.
focus up and talk to you guys too
Last
and have
year,
fun with this.
Someone stole my identity.
But at work,
They found a way
it's all
to
about
get
speed.
access to
It's
a
all
site
about
they
how
shouldn't have
quickly
had access to.
I can solve a
They
problem
then
or
decided
visually
to take
represent
money
something that needs to be
Okay?
done.
Thousands of dollars.
So I've
This was
gained this
not like,
reputation
oh,
for
oh,
being
you know,
really, really
fuck up.
fast. That's my whole fucking
$3,000,
thing.
$3,000,
Is that it might not be
Oh,
the
fuck.
best looking thing ever, but you
Now
know,
I have no
Darksy will
money.
get it for you.
So now I have to contact.
Excuse
my
me. Oh
financial
my god, I
institution.
didn't mean
have
to do that.
contact
Darksy
everyone
will get it
around
for
me.
you quick.
Every account has to be closed. Everything has to be done from scratch.
So yeah,
And it
this
took
is
a
I'm
long
kind
time.
of
It took
used to
me
just
3
trusting my gut
months
and going for things.
of work. And
I
extra
actually find a lot of times
thousands
when
of
the
dollars to repair
where
the damage
where
that they did,
creatives
okay?
sort of fail themselves and fall
freeze
short of the mark is they
my
spend
credit
too much
report
time
basically
questioning
saying,
themselves.
what do they call
And
it?
I do plenty of that when
Word
I'm
on it
not
says, "Do
creating.
grant this guy credit because it's him, it's not him.
So when it comes
Shit like
time for
that.
me to create and
So,
have fun,
all this
that's my
happened last
time to
year. Now,
not
I'm
question
gonna
myself
talk
and
about it
just
publicly.
go and
It's
just do what
fucked
my
up, and I
brain
don't want it to
tells me to
happen
do.
other people, and quite frankly, it was a
And
really
it served me
fucked up
pretty
time.
well.
It was really stressful for
So.
me, but I got through it.
What kind of
Right?
drawing tablet
This
do I
is the
use?
point
So
I'm
I
making.
have an
What
XP
happens when all that
Pen.
shit's going down?
Is it
now
called a
strike when the iron is
23E?
hot, right? Oh, you know something fucked
I had
up
to
happened
buy
to
this
Phil?
thing
So
at
let's
the
put out a bunch
beginning
slanderous
of
nonsense about him on the internet.
the beginning
Just
of
double down on the negativity
the
against
pandemic, the
him. He's already
lockdowns.
down. Now,
So
you think
I
I'm gonna address any
actually
of that shit? Of
got
course
the
I am.
job that I
In fact,
have now and
lawyers
moved
told me
across
not
the
to.
country.
I was told legally, do not
And when
address the
I
specifics of
left
any of these people
where I
saying,
lived
'cause all it's
before
gonna do is
to
hurt
take
you
a 2-week
further
drive
because
across
of
the
shit that people
country,
find out and then use
the
that to fuck
pandemic
you.
wasn't a
Okay?
thing. The you know what was only
It is
on the other
hilarious
side of the
these
planet.
idiots are
And then
basically
by the
now
time I
trying to
got
counter what I'm saying is
got
that's
to
saying
where I live now,
whatever.
for my
I don't
first
care
day
what
on
they
the
say.
job,
I
that
know
was
what
the
I went
first
through
day of the
last year,
lockdowns.
alright? But
So
this
I
is
had
the
to
point I'm
scramble
making.
to
Every
get all
time
this
it was
stuff
like,
so that I could
oh,
work remotely.
here we go,
And
getting back on
so
my feet.
I wanted
Oh,
to just find the
tax guy can do
cheapest
the tax
tablet that I
director,
could
so-
because I didn't want to buy a
Okay,
Wacom because they're so
years
expensive.
passed, I worked
And
with
I am now in
bankruptcy
love with
players.
XP
Things are
Pen
looking
products.
better.
I'll fucking
now
chill
all
for
your
them for
information's
nothing.
stolen,
They're
everything's fucked up,
fantastic. I
now you
love
can't
this
finish
tablet.
stuff
It's
in 2
great.
months, and now everything's
It's
ruined
great.
again for you, and now you're behind again. And this is
Wacom's are great.
happening.
There's no
I
doubt, but
have
I'm
a
telling you,
set
this
of
XP Pen, it's
where
beautiful. It
stop
does the
button.
job, and it even has some
Because of
unique
that,
features
this
that they
is
don't
over
have,
and
and it's a
over and
third of
over
the
again.
price.
And I can't get back
And
on
what's
my
more, they
Right
gave
now, I
me
don't have
2 free pens
like
and
you would think. I
an
don't have
adjustable
credit
stand
cards.
for it.
I have no tax
Like
issues.
a third of
I
the
can't
price for not
afford
just
to
the
get
monitor,
catch
but
up on my
all
back
of the
taxes.
gear
Every time I
as well.
try,
So
something fucked up happens, and now I'm behind on everything again.
it
This
made
is
me
the
pretty
situation
happy.
I'm in every single month.
They've
Okay?
they've
That's
they've
why
won
I'm
they've
patient.
won my
Here's your
loyalty
explanation.
for
By the way,
the
this is
foreseeable
not new
future.
information. This is information I've talked about over and over, but people ignore it. Much like people like to ignore the factual evidence that I was ever good at Street Fighter. There's documented evidence of it.
God, he
It's
just
all
can't
over the
handle
internet
that.
tournament results. Oh,
People ignore the
Phil was never good at
factual
Street Fighter.
evidence that I was good at
Despite
Street
the fact that he was
Fighter.
winning tournaments, he
It's
was never good.
factual, and it's my whole personality, so you have to believe it.
Discredit facts and selectively entertain conspiracy to create drama. they then profit off of said drama. And when you, Rich, watch that drama on your stream,
Fucking Rich.
say you believe it, cancel your membership to my channel, what do you think happens? Do you think that helps me to get back on my feet? Or do you think now I got to deal with another world of shit because you're an irresponsible
Oh, thank
person?
you. Thank you,
Right?
J1. I appreciate
So-
that. Uh-oh, did I hit the
Allow me
mic?
to adjourn
I didn't
this
mean
little
to.
shindig.
I'm sorry.
Okay? Allow me to end this definitively. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, the most embarrassing moment of my life happened 6 years ago. It's well
I can make all
documented.
kinds of
It's never
excuses for
going
this,
away.
but the fact of the matter is
I'll
I'm
walk
just,
the rest of my
you know,
life.
I'm just an
But I
idiot.
like to feel that I moved on.
I'll get used to all
from
this.
that.
This
I've
is a
been
new
better
setup.
person, better
I'll get
content
used to all
creator,
this, and
all right?
hopefully over
I do my
time,
best
as
to
I,
ignore this type of drama
if and I
and
decide to
try
do
see
this
my
more,
end,
I'll get better at it.
right?
And
Sometimes I falter and I fail.
I'll
but
torture
I
you
like
guys
to
a little
believe
less with these
that that's my past,
goofy little
all right?
faux pas.
That was my most embarrassing moment. There will never be another moment in my life more embarrassing than what happened 6 years ago.
Now this is fun to hear because he's sitting here
Okay.
saying about how the most embarrassing thing
single
ever
time
was his
the
incident.
Tech
But
USA
earlier today
comes
on
on
the
his
Level 1
stream
podcast, did he or did he not
the
say
most
that
embarrassing
it's not even
moment of
an
his life.
embarrassing thing? It hasn't even
Because
been an
every
embarrassing
time
thing this whole
he
time. There's way
gets
more
in front of his
embarrassing
camera
things out there
and
that have been done.
All right?
The story's
no
always
responsibility.
changing.
He has no integrity. He's not doing anything positive for the world. All he cares about is
Already
himself.
better, already better than
Every
Phil. Wow,
time that
I
he
appreciate
actively
that. I think
decides to
that's
suck a
debatable.
cucumber, kiss a cock, take his shirt off for $1,
I'm sure there's
he's
things he
showing
just does
you
naturally after
what he
years of
actually
this that
thinks about himself, his
that are
content,
probably infinitely better than what I'm doing, but I'm
He doesn't care at
trying.
all.
And that's one thing
He's
I can give you
embarrassing
is I
to
can
the fucking
tell you I'm going to put more
He's
effort
nothing
into it than he
but a
will.
discount store
You know,
Bank
Bank Leaks, I have not used AI art generators. I know a lot of people that have, and I don't have anything against them. I know there's a big thing in the art community right now. People, artists worried about them, concerned about them, so on and so forth. I don't have any problem with it. I just don't have any interest. I just like, I just like creating stuff
and you put out some content that helps
myself.
someone.
So it doesn't really,
You ever
it
thought of
hasn't
that?
really interested me. Although I will
Instead,
say there's
oh,
a
beer
part of
today,
me that
let's
gets a
watch negative shit
little
about people all over
like
the
creeped
internet
out by it
making $1 at their
because
expense. How
I
about you stop being a fucking
5
public
years ago
embarrassment?
I was making the
That's
joke at
exactly what you
work
fucking
that the
are.
day
Listen,
my
I'm
vice
way
president
down here on level 1,
could
way below
the
you
day
and
he could
everyone
just
else.
input words into a computer
I can wake
and
up
then
in the morning and
have
say, "Man, I'm gonna have a
something
good day.
that he could sell
I'm gonna have
print
a fun
out
day
would be the
with my
day
viewing audience.
that
We're gonna have
myself
beautiful
and my
content.
friends
We're
would
just
lose
gonna
our
write it out
jobs.
and have a good time.
I didn't think it was
know
going to be within
that by the
5
end of
years.
today, I won't
We're
have
getting
to hurt
very
a
close
single
to it
person,
already. So it's
and
you know
I'll
it's kind of a
still have
scary
fun and make a living
prospect,
doing
but
You
I do in my
have
heart
to
believe
degrade
what
yourself.
a friend of mine said about
Have to
AI art
make negative
generators, which
content
is
to make a
which is
living,
that
because you
the people who are it's like any
fail
other tool, and the
as a
people who are
content
scared of it are just
It
people
doesn't
who are
matter how many
unwilling to
subs you
try
have,
and learn how to
doesn't
use
matter
it
how
in their
many dollars
workflow.
roll in
So
for you, you're a failure in life.
you're a failure.
Deal with it and leave my name out of your mouth forever. I don't ever want to hear you say Dark Side Phil again. I'm done with you.
And then like the next day after this,
Understand?
he was talking about Rich
Done.
again.
You're never going to be addressed in my content again. You're a joke. You're lower than Keemstar. You're lower than the low because you don't give a fuck about who
I will agree with you
hurt.
there. The AI art is
Get
super
by.
fascinating. It really
Well,
is. I've seen some
You fuck
just
with the
wild and
wrong
incredible
guy,
shit.
Because I'm not here to be the butt of your fucking joke anymore. Go ahead and do whatever you want. I'm not going to stop you, but just understand something. All right? I, in my mind, am better than you.
Oh, I remember
I
this.
don't
The In My
have
Mind, I'm Better Than
be
You
like
rant.
you
Fuck yeah. This
be
is a
happy.
banger. This is a classic. Because he doesn't have to
That's all I
be
have to
like
say
that.
about
Because his fucking whales will pay him to continue to be
Done. I got it off my chest.
just a fucking useless
So,
waste.
as a rule of thumb, all right?
So he doesn't have to
I am
try.
not bringing up this guy anymore. I want nothing. I really want nothing to do with this guy. He's scum.
Okay, this is probably the worst cat that I've ever
Dumb on the
drawn,
bottom.
but this is
He
the
is
cat you're
number one
getting.
on the ass of YouTube. That no matter how much preparation H you put on it, that fucker keeps coming back.
I don't know.
Like, damn, I
Let's
thought
see
I
if
got
I
rid
can-
of you, man. You're back.
I might be able to pull this from the fire.
Like, really? So at this point, I understand the hemorrhoid ain't gonna go away. All right. So what do? You ignore it. There's no what hemorrhoid. What are you talking about? Who
I mean,
the
does
fuck
Phil
is
think he's
Archie?
Will?
You've
Phil
never heard
Phil
this
thinks
guy.
he's anybody
Some
who's
fucker. Oh,
any
he sucks
celebrity who's
cucumbers,
ever
he
had any
kisses
sort
his
of
cock.
clout.
Wow,
He
definitely
thinks he's
sounds like
all of
someone
them.
who
He
deserves
thinks
my
he's all of
time.
them, and yet somehow he'll tell you
Fuck
he's none
him.
of them all
I'm
at the
done,
same
you know?
time.
Done with that. So I'm just gonna warn you guys. All right, do not bring up shit about him on my streams. I don't care. It's the same policy
I
as
believe that
everything
Phil
else.
actually
I
in the
don't care about
video
this stuff.
I dropped
never
last night,
want you
I likened Phil to
be
Jeff Jarrett. So
ever bothered by
if
this
you're a
stuff.
wrestling fan or ever
Ever.
were one, you know who
I don't
Jeff
know
Jarrett
why.
is.
I
That
mean,
is
this is
that
a
would be the
history
celebrity I
of
liken Phil
abuse where he
to.
just keeps
A
bringing
guy
me up
who
constantly. I
thought
don't
way
know why.
more
It
about
makes no
himself
fucking
than
sense. Besides the guy
or
can't make
had
content
this
for his own.
inflated
He
self
has to put down others'
sense
content.
of self-importance
So fuck
within
you.
his industry
It's over. No more. You're not gonna ever
when
see
it
me.
was
I'm never being on
never
his
ever
daily show.
merited.
I'm
That's
never
Phil.
gonna address this shit ever again.
My opinion.
Oh, Rich made a new fuck Rich. I don't care.
He
Rich, never
thinks
heard
he's
of him.
Kanye.
Go fuck yourself.
Well,
I know
Kanye's
that's
got
my
this
mentality.
incredible song about Phil's day off. I don't know if you heard it or not, but
All right, so
it's good stuff.
already I know because some of my moderators came to me this morning and they said, "What's going to be the policy regarding Review Tech USA?" All right, listen. Here's my policy, and I want to say this publicly too. If you're a fan of Review Tech and you like his content, you're still welcome here. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to say
It's a
you
trap,
can't
kid.
like this, you can't like this.
It was like the
More power to
it
you.
was like
You're still
Hansel and
welcome
Gretel.
here. All right, but please
She was trying
understand,
to
I want nothing
shove
to
him
do
into
with
the
it.
oven.
So please don't bring him up. I don't
Just
care
wanted
what
to
he
get
did
him in
today.
there.
I don't care.
Get him in
what
there
he
and get
sucked,
her
what he took
her
off,
inheritance.
What he shoved up his asshole, who he talked about negatively to get a I don't care. I don't want to be involved with his toxic shit on the internet. I have nothing to do with that man, and I never want to ever hear from him ever
Gotta
again.
say, I've gotten
I'm
pretty
above
good
that
at drawing
shit. I'm
hooves too.
literally
I don't know if
above
I ever
that
drew
shit. What's funny is
really
that
drew
shit has so
hooves
much money
before
in
I
it,
started
but
doing
I'm
this
above it
stupid
anyway. I don't
shit.
need to deal
But
with that. All right?
drawing all this
So,
fucking
please,
livestock,
don't
man.
bring it up. All right? And understand
Certain things you
if
just gotta
bring
learn
it
to
up
do.
once or twice, whatever. If you keep doing it and you derail my chat, you're gonna get moderated just like anyone else. It's right in the rules. It says don't bring up hater or detractor content.
Don't bring up
This guy has
haters.
brought me up enough negatively in his shit that he could be considered that. I'm sorry, but he just could be. He just won't stop. So as of today, I don't want to hear about him anymore. All right? You guys
do
are
some erasing here
regulars
so
of
we can
his.
see
I
these
know there
little-
are. There's some regulars of his that have
kinda
actually come
see
here on the
where
stream and been supportive and positive. Welcome.
Cat's supposed to be
Enjoy
sort
the
of in the
content.
background here. I
That's
don't
not
want her
toxic and
to
shit.
blend in
Enjoy
too
content
much
that's
with
a lot different. And I'm not
with
going
Philium.
to hate on you for liking something that I don't or I don't agree with. All right, I'm not a closed-minded guy. So more power to you. But please don't derail my content. All right.
Jeff Jarrett was the best in a small territory, then he became the El Cabal and Quick Draw McGraw. Yes, yes, yes. And he never drew a dime.
My opinion's not going to fucking
My point
change on the
exactly.
subject.
My point
Rich
exactly.
had the opportunity
Fourth
to
place at
apologize.
Evo.
I asked him to. He did not. Instead, he
in
made
the
another
wrestling
negative
world.
video about me. So he's done. All right, it's over. That's actually
You could have visual novels with his Droove. All that has to happen, all that has to happen is that literally all of my responsibilities, my actual grown-up responsibilities, need to disappear overnight, and then we'll be there.
Okay. To the future.
No, that's
This hilarious
I mean,
anime
it would be
watch
fun. I would have a lot of fun doing it, but you know, this
He's
is
been
life.
doing
You
this for
do,
7
it's like anything
years.
else in life. You have
Go
fun.
look
You
at
just
his channel.
you do what
keeps
you can
doing it.
do
This
in
is
the
like
time
a
that you have,
history,
and
a chronic history of this
it's all
guy
good.
doing it. This is
I
not
could
a
sacrifice
one
some other
video.
stuff to
You've
do
been
this
doing
more
for
often,
7
but the thing
fucking
is,
years,
I
dude.
love doing my kids'
It's out of
comics.
control.
I love doing I love
Okay.
going to the
So
gym.
anyway,
I love
that's
making
that.
it to work on
End of
time.
subject. I'm
So
not
you
gonna
know,
ban people on site for mentioning review
I'm
tech.
just gonna
No,
enjoy
man,
the
I'm
time that
not
I
like
that I have to
Please
do
don't
this
derail my
here.
stream for this
And I
toxic
gotta
shit.
say,
I don't
guys,
wanna deal with
is
this guy ever again. I don't wanna hear
as
from him
time
ever
is
again.
passing here, I've
Best case
enjoyed
scenario,
myself a lot.
I don't
So
even have to
thank
know
you
who
guys
this
for
is.
coming.
All right? That'll be the best
In
case
general,
scenario
just
for
thank
me
you for
if
coming.
I
Thank you
never
for being
hear
here.
once you, Rich,
And I think I'm gonna
ever
find
again
some
in
more
my
time to
life,
do this
I'd
in the
actually
near
have a better
future
life.
because this has
Let's
been
try to
super
do it.
relaxing for me.
Okay.
And I've needed,
Shout
you know, a way to relax and vent quite a bit
Let's
lately.
get
So
to shout outs, shall we? All right.
So very cool of all of you. I don't know if I've made that clear enough. You are doing me
So,
a service in a lot of
as
ways,
you
just
know,
being here,
Jade re-upped
being
your
here to hang
membership
out with
earlier.
me.
I think I
I
actually
appreciate
gave him a
that.
shout out when you did. So thank you, Jade, for re-upping your membership. And sorry, Jade. Jade's a very positive person. Probably upset that I had to do this
Well,
shit today. I'm sorry,
Visible
Jade. I
Dimwit,
should
I'm
apologize
telling
to
you,
personally, 'cause you're here for
I got
positive
I got
shit.
something
I know
special.
that.
I don't want to spoil it, but I've
Okay.
got something special coming for you
Thank
guys
you.
for the holiday season. Not saying
Actually,
any more than
Infinity,
that, but
$5
there's a
super chat.
surprise
You
coming,
should post
and
highlights on TikTok.
it is
Getting crazy amount of views
it's
there.
mired in Phil's history. I think it's funny. I showed it to my wife, who has
All right.
zero. Again,
The
she
path that
she
would've
wants
been like,
nothing to do
"Oh,
with the detractor
terrible
sphere,
idea," but I'll
and
just
she
say,
watched it, and she's like,
okay.
"God damn,
If you could
that's
give me more
good.
details on how
That's
exactly
good."
how
She's
to
like,
do
"I
that,
really
maybe
hope
that
it goes
would-
well for you."
James
But
Bertrand,
there's
who's been a member for 7
there's
months,
a
says, "Someone
plan
hype just caught the stream now. Sorry, no
on
problem,
on the
James.
way to
Welcome.
unleash it on the world, and
Okay.
stay tuned.
No.
Stay tuned,
No.
that's all I'll
Dacky
say.
says should Review Tech USA
guess
channel
beyond
be
what I've
striked
already
or
said.
reported for harassment and bullying? No. I don't condone it. I don't want anyone to do
Put a
that.
little shadow
No
in here to
bullshit
show the-
copyrights, no fucking bullying, nothing. Leave his content alone.
I always
Enough
like
of that shit. Enough of
adding
people
a little
abusing
bit of
YouTube.
dimension
I
into
do
these if I
not
feel like
want
they
anyone
merit
to
it.
do that, and if you do it, you're going against my wishes. Do not touch his content. That's his livelihood. Do not ruin his fucking life. Like people do to me all the fucking time. Don't do it to
Take
him.
that stance,
all right?
Phil.
Do not. I refuse to say that any. No,
Dark side
do
Phil,
not.
the
I don't want a
crusader
single
for
negative thing
good.
to happen to that man as a result of this
Captain
today.
DMCA
Getting shit off
himself.
my chest and laying down the law about my content, and that's where it ends. Do not do anything negative to that man.
Oh, and then the other thing I like to do. So you notice when I'm drawing in all these different colors, there's a distinct purpose for that. It's to
Nature
kind
Addict did a
of
super
when you
chat
have to
saying,
do
"I think
different
you're
layers, it
trying
helps
to
me
get helpful
differentiate
advice,
things.
constructive
But then when I'm
criticism,
done,
welcome.
I kind of just like to
You can improve.
grayscale
There's a
everything,
difference between advice and
because then it helps you
basically
sort of.
believing a bunch of shit. Like
I
I
don't know,
said,
it just kind of
if he really
it brings
honestly
everything together.
wanted to help, he could talk to me behind the scenes and reach out
Now
to
I
me
wanna
that
put a
way.
little
He could actually have
value
me on
into
the
this
show
one, too.
to have a discussion about it. Not sit there and purposely watch the toxic content that you know is toxic.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily call it
Over
Phil.
the
Phil
years
being a decent
has
human
made
being next Galaxy. Let's be
falsified
honest.
shit about
He likes the
We know it. Like I
layups.
said, there's a
You know,
documentary that
he'll
person
he'll
made about
take
the
he'll
next
take
sports saga that was
the
proven to be
he'll
false,
take
but
the
they
sort
keep
of the
making the
correct
same kind of
stance
content.
on
He
something
watches it as if it's factually
when it's
true,
when it's
and
a
makes
layup
judgment
for
based on
clout.
it.
You know, like when he
Right? There's
throws
different ways to
his
go about it.
when he
That's
throws
not advice. He's not
his
giving me advice
cold stale
by
takes out
basically
on
shitting on me on his stream.
Twitter
That's not advice.
just to try to get as many
or his video. It's not.
hearts as
Okay?
he
That's
can
called
from as many
make
people who have
money
no fucking clue who he is.
degrading
You know.
others. Okay.
I don't know if he's I don't know if you're a
Sage
decent
did a
person
super
if
chat.
even
Says,
even the
instead of
things you're doing
devaluing
that
rich as
are
a
morally
content creator, why don't you
correct
debunk the mobile games? Okay.
are for selfish purposes like
What
clout.
don't you understand about the fact that I've explained to you guys over and over what's really going on behind the scenes with me financially? I've told you a million times.
He's told you a million times.
then
Stop
telling
fucking
you
asking about it and
that
just give him the
if
fucking money.
I ever
Jesus
were to reveal
Christ.
anything regarding personal accounts or things, this is used to hurt me. What don't you understand about
What
that?
don't you understand about
You're
that?
just dumb. You're a dummy. Okay? I've explained it a million times. If I were to ever reveal personal information about my accounts and shit, a single login name, that they would use it to hurt me. Okay? They have in the past. So why would they not do it in the
that.
future? And on top of that, whenever something gets
Multiply.
debunked,
Nothing like a
alright?
good
Whenever
multiply
it's
layer.
something debunked, guess what happens? I'll tell you what happens. The goalpost gets moved.
Oh, I know
the
Nexus
goalpost
Galaxy.
gets
You know what?
moved,
I'm with you. I'm with you.
guess what
There's a part of me that's like,
Nothing.
I would
Nothing
love
positive.
to see
The
this
next
guy
negative
pull
piece of
off
shit
the
out of
greatest
that.
redemption story since fucking
Okay.
Prince Vegeta turned good.
All right.
I just don't have any faith that it's gonna happen.
Sweets. We have this membership.
Ramza, thanks for
Best
coming.
never changed
Thank
who
you
are.
very
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate the sub. Appreciate your
And
time.
only Kawhi Cobb
Just
did
appreciate
super
you
chats
hanging
and
out
bitches
with
gonna
us.
be spending
And I hope we'll see you again in the future.
Oh, that. See, here's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I know
You
you're trying to
too,
get a
Shadow of the
joke
North
out
Star.
of the
Much appreciated.
dark
I'm
converter.
actually probably getting out of here pretty quick too. I just wanted to put a little speech bubble
So I'm not-
on
that's
this
not
bad
dumb.
boy, and then I might actually cut out of here because I got a couple more things I got to do before I get to bed. So this has been a lot of fun.
All right. On the tips
And
side
I
of
want to try to find ways to make this more fun for us in the
let's see here.
future.
Here we go
You know, I
again.
promise you, I'm going
Paris,
to keep
the
trying to think of
$1.50, talking about
ways
how
to
she
make
debunked
this
things I
more
never
entertaining.
debunked.
But if you guys are telling me you had a good time, then I would say this first one was a success. So I appreciate it very
I
much.
did. It was terrible. Don't you remember? I played like 3 or 4 matches. Every match was lag full. It was terrible. It was not fun at all. It was teleporting all over the screen. And even the people who made the game
Oh, come
don't
on.
feel that the 1v1 is really
Come
the
on,
competitive
Darksy.
nature of the game. That's why the tournament at EVO was 2v2. So why would I purposely play a mode that isn't
Here
the
we
intended
go.
competitive mode for the game? Does-
Yes,
if you want me
exactly.
to
He
tonight,
needs
I'll
to
do
accept
1v1.
that he
I
can
don't
change.
care.
It's all
I
about
don't think there's any value in it. It's,
people
I mean,
can't be
it's
helped.
It's not very fun.
People
It's
can't
the
be helped
laggiest
unless they
connection
want to
of
be
all.
helped.
And
And that's I've had that conversation throughout my life with so many different people dealing with so many different problems, and you know, people will do anything to not have to admit that they have a problem. It's rough. It's rough to deal with, and it's an addict's mentality. So it's not surprising at all that he is that way. It's not surprising at all. It's and you know, I think his narcissism plays into that too. He has this perfect concoction of a personality type that is going to keep him from ever admitting that he's done anything wrong, and because he can't admit it, he's never gonna get better.
It automatically stayed in my name. I just want it to be Tarantula MS from now on. Okay, so Tarantula, thank you for the tips. And then Enlightened Empanada chipped me $40 and says, here's to longevity. So thank you.
There we go. Let's get our fill in there. Cognitive dissonance is the perfect name for it. Small Dragon. Yep. Oh well, Small Dragon. I promise you, there's going to be more of this. So I'm gonna assume. I'll just throw this out there. As I don't know if and when I'll be able to do this regularly, but I'm gonna throw out there that probably Friday nights will probably be a big night for this. I know when I tried to do this before, I guess my personal life got a little more hectic. I was gonna do Friday nights. That's what I was considering doing, but admittedly, the Friday night fights bullshit was still going on. And again, I didn't want to go up against Piece of Peace. Like, I wanted to go sit in Pop's channel because he's the fucking man. I wanted to sit there and be a part of that. Like, that's the place to be in the community on a Friday night. But maybe now that things have kind of, you know, become kind of shitty on Friday nights, who knows? Maybe it'd be a good time for me to pop off a Friday night stream.
All right, guys. Obviously,
could be fun to do it.
The
so
podcast went long today. We knew it would with the subject matter. Thank God it's over with. Thank God we never have to address this ever again. Right? Done.
And he addressed it again the next day.
Twitter, and I don't give a fuck. I'm done. I told you, this is it for me.
I would be interested in your Leanna. TBS coming in hot at the last minute with Leanna. Well, guess what?
I don't care.
Never mind. Not gonna say it. Let's just say that the daughter has been drawn, at least in some capacity. So stay tuned. Stay tuned, my friend. But on that note, I actually think I'm gonna go ahead and pull out of here for the night. I'm gonna go check on the family, make sure everybody has what they need before I go passing out to get my workout in the morning. So again, thank you everybody for being here. I'm gonna throw this shit up on Twitter if you want to go give it a like, give it a laugh, and talk a little bit of shit. This was fun. So again, thank you honestly for this. This was therapeutic for me. So I'm hoping we can do this again very soon in the future.
I'm excited to give it a try. 2-point games,
yeah.
right?
Shut up, Phil. I'm gonna give these guys a little bit of music. You shut up. I'm gonna go. I need a stream deck. There is one in this house, but it's on the other side of the house and it doesn't belong to me. So I ain't gonna fuck with it. But anyway, we're gonna go back. We're not starting soon. See, I need all this stuff. I need an ending stream page. Can somebody draw me some artwork? Can I get some artwork from one of you? I can't pay you, but I can give you exposure. Anyway, thanks for being here. Give you some shit to listen to, and we'll talk to you later, guys.